I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you
Greetings technicians, this is Admin Crow here, your coach of the Toronto Star Raptors, bringing you another team builder in the TDL offseason. Tier 3 and below, I believe this is week 4 and we are taking on one of our good buddies, Templar J, aka Tommy, and he is the coach of the Sleeping Willows. We did face off a couple times in season 1, and we both made to the playoffs. It was a kind of cool story where in the end, we basically helped each other get into playoffs, just differential and bracket wise, how it happens to turn out. Anyways, so Tommy's a really good battler overall, and I'm really looking forward to play him in this offseason for sure. And yeah, let's see what Raptors have to bring to the table for this week. So first up, we have Alexander the Nidoking packing Life Orb with the ability Sheer Force, of course, and it has 3 attack with Toxic Spikes, Thunderbolt, Poison Jab, and a Shadow Ball. So first of all, Go Spam is very good against Tommy's roster, simply because he doesn't really have a switch in. In his last week, he did drop, I believe it was Galistopod for and picked up a Rapid Spinner, which is Blastoise. Prior to that, he didn't really have a Rapid Spinner, but when I built this team, it was prior of him making that transaction. So anyways, I do have T-Spikes here, simply because this thing can come in on Confe 100% of the time and just be able to tank any hits and threaten him with a Poison Jab instead of Sludge Wave, because Confe is actually more frail on the physical defense side, and I do have T-Bolt for his water types, and as you can see, I don't have a ground stab. I don't have ground stab this week, and Shadow Ball is gonna be my go-to offense. With that Life Orb and Sheer Force, is gonna be doing a lot of damage to many members of his team, such as that Mesprit or Metagross anyways. So T-Bolt is mainly there for his water types, and Poison Jab also hits the Lulentis as well. So this is pretty much all the coverage I need for his team. And T-Spikes, again, his hazard removal isn't all that great, even with Blastoise pickup, simply because both Confe and Blastoise are grounded mons, and even if they can manage to get rid of the hazards, it's not at it's not without cost for sure. They're gonna get poisoned in the process, and this thing beats his Defogger, of course, as well. And I do have T-Bolt for the Blastoise, so in a way it beats his hazard control as well. So for the speed investment or the EV spreads, I do have a naive nature with a lot of speed to ensure I outspeed the Mesprit. I believe that was what the speed tier was set for. I did build this team about a week ago. I don't remember all the exact details. So I have a lot of special attack and a lot of HP. I don't actually remember what the special attack and the HP was for. So that's kind of awkward on my end, but I think I just dragged a random number of special attack. I don't remember calculating anything specific, but obviously 4 points in attack to give me more damage with that Poison Jab in case I have to use it against the Confe. And up next, we do have a Dutchman Delmice coming back again after last week's defeat. Let's see if Delmice can strike again. This week, again, like I mentioned before, his team is incredibly weak to Go Spam. That's why we do have Choice Banded Delmice here with the ability Steel Worker, packing a Shadow Claw knockoff, Power Whip, and Rapid Spin. Power Whip is for his water types, and knockoff is there to get rid of items and maybe when I predict a switch, and Rapid Spin is there for hazard control if I need to, but I'm gonna try to let him get rid of hazards for me this week, and try to minimize me of going for Rapid Spin hazard control myself. Shadow Claw, of course, alongside of Choice Band, is gonna basically OHKO anything, or if not 2-hit KO anything on his roster, and my investment is max HP with a lot of defense in case I have to take a hit from that Zygarde 10%, which is such a huge threat against my team, with the Adamant nature, just to ensure that I get the most benefit from the nature, as I do have a 131 attack, base attack, and a little bit in attack to help me with my Shadow Claw, Choice Banded Shadow Claws, and a little bit in special defense. And up next, we do have our win con this week, which is Overdrive, the Vikavolt, packing the Life Orb, even though it doesn't have the ability Sheer Force, packing the ability Levitate, which is the only ability for Vikavolt. We do have a Hidden Power Ice for the Zygarde 10%, Agility be able to set up, and Bug Buzz and T-Bolt for his main stab. So the EV spread is actually pretty self-explanatory, with the Timid nature, which is very rarely seen on Vikavolt, and max special attack, enough speed so that after a agility guarantee, I guarantee myself to outspeed a Scarf Ember, which is the most likely Scarfer on his roster, and the rest in HP. So the idea behind this mod is so that I can weaken his entire roster with the combination of Nidoking and the Dutchman, the Delmice, with shadow ghost spams, and then just be able to find an opening to set up with agility with Vikavolt, and be able to sweep through his, hopefully sweep through his remaining members of his team. And up next, we do have Supreme the Scrafty coming back again, 3 out of 3, the Green Gang leader, I would say. And packing the leftovers with Intimidate. Its movesets are Knockoff, Poison Jab, Dream Punch, and Bulk Up. So the idea here is just be able to switch it into that Zygarde 10%, potentially Choice Banded Zygarde 10% as well, and be able to get off Intimidate and Bulk Up from there. This thing, the combination of Dream fighting moves and dark moves actually destroys his entire roster. But this thing doesn't have Dragon Dance, so it's not gonna be outspeeding a lot of things. I thought about bringing a Double Dance set. Oh, well, not Double Dance, but Dragon Dance plus a Bulk Up set. But I won't have the slot for Poison Jab, which is what I need to be able to counter that Comfey. Another reason that was holding me back from running a Dragon Dance set is because Comfey's ability Tri-Edge, I believe that's the name of the ability, allows it to get a +3 priority to all its health gaining moves or draining moves, or I think just health gaining moves. So Synthesis and like Draining Kiss is gonna get +3 priority. So even if I Dragon Dance up with Scrafty, I'm not gonna be doing a whole lot to his team, even with the Poison Jab for the Comfey, simply because he can just go for a priority boosted Draining Kiss against my Scrafty, which is quite effective. Anyways, that's why I have max HP and mostly special defense, which allows me to take one and just be able to potentially kill it with a Poison Jab. And I do have some defense investment and falling attack as well, so that benefit myself more from those bulk ups. Leftover is there for some recovery, as I am going to be taking quite a few hits since I'm not going to be going first with my Scrafty. So up next we have Archilles, the Judagon or Archilles, however you want to pronounce that, packing a Rocky Helmet, however not rough skin this week, with Mold Breaker. As his poison type is not grounded, he's wheezing, cannot absorb T-spikes, but that's why I have Mold Breaker with Earthquake here for both his Mesprit and his wheezing, if he so decide to bring that. Glare is there again for speed control for his faster threats, such like his Mesprit and his Zygarde 10%. And we do have Stealth Rock there for our hazards. Again, Shadow Claw Ghost Spam is very good against his roster. He doesn't have any switch-ins for that. I actually made Judagon a lot more offensive instead of a defensive one this week. Hope I don't end up regretting it. A lot of his, I think his entire roster are physically, are especially offensive, except for his top 3 mons in the higher tier. In tier 3, those 3 are physical attackers, and all the lower tier mons are special attackers, which is kind of interesting to see. I guess Lorantis can go both ways. That's why I was thinking to bring a max HP and a lot of defense variant or type of Judagon to be able to take on those physical threats a lot better. That's going to be a set that you're going to be seeing with my team. Simply because I do have that Dalmais with mostly defense EVs already, to be able to take on the Zygarde 10%. So I figured I might as well ditch more damage to that Weezing and potentially Mesprit with my Judagon by going for a more offensive with a more offensive EV spreads, as he does have 120 base attack as well. So the rest is just a little bit in defense and a little bit in speed. I don't remember what the speed tier was for. I believe it's just for his Laurentis. Don't quote me on that. In case the Laurentis wants to speed creep me a little bit, I think that's what the speed tier was for. And up next, we do have the last member of our Green Gang. See, all three Green Gang members are coming back this week. Atlanta the Swallow, packing that Choice Spec and Scrappy ability for his Spiritomb specifically. U-turn for momentum, Boom Burst is my main way of stab. Heatwave for his Metagross. He doesn't have any switch-ins to a Choice Spec Boom Burst outside of Metagross, which I do have Heatwave for, and Tailwind in case I do need to go for speed control as a last-ditch effort. The EV spreads are very self-explanatory. Timid Nature with enough speed to outrun a Choice Scarf Ember. Again, I have to run a Timid Nature in order to outrun the Ember, and I do have a max special attack as well at the rest in HP. So this thing is just there for a fast pivot, so I can pivot into my defensive walls and just be able to break through his team with that Choice Spec Boom Burst. So yeah, that's gonna be the team builder for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys in the match. This is gonna be Admin Crow here signing off. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye, technicians.